Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 5, Chapter 22. The Code of Correct Conduct. Indescribable joy and glory come within the reach of man when the universal immanent principle decides to assume human form. You are all standing in the scorching sun for hours, and so you can realize what it is to be offered a cool drink when you get parched in the heat. The avatar comes to offer this cool, comforting drink to parched humanity. Mere repetition of the words Satya, Dharma, Shanti and Prema will not quench the thirst. The words rice, curry and rasam, soup, will not satisfy hunger. How can you get anandam from words? Practice them. That is the message that the avatar brings, with all the authority that it can yield. What you have heard and seen must be spoken out without exaggeration or abridgment. That is Satya, or truth speaking. Of course, when the mind is controlled, the intelligence is sharpened and purified. You see only the one everywhere, in everything, at all times. Then that one becomes the only truth which you see, hear, and speak of. For there is nothing else to see or hear. Satya nasti paro dharma. There is no duty higher than truth. Some people raise the question, how can we make a living if we adhere to truth? Well, you cannot escape death. Whatever way you spend your days, it is far better to die adhering to truth than die sliding into falsehood. Do this duty to yourself first, then consider the rights of others. Falsehood looks easy and profitable, but it binds you and pushes you into perdition. Purify your feelings and impulses. Do not worry that others are not doing similarly. Each man carries his destiny in his own hands. You will not be bound because others are not freed. You should strive for your salvation at your own pace from where you started when you were born into this chance. One coconut garden may have 1,000 fruits. The neighboring garden which belongs to you may have only 800. But you are rich only to the limit of the number that grew in your garden. You have no right to the fruits grown on another's tree. Earn yourself for yourself. Two people may have 2 acres each in the same village, but they reap different quantities of grain depending on the skill and attention they bestow and the quality of the soil, the seeds, and the manure they use. Do not give up your code of duties. For each person there is a code of conduct laid down in the Shastras, scriptures, according to age and status. The profession adopted, the stage of spiritual attainment reached, the goal of life accepted, etc. Do not carp at the behavior of others or at the effort they make to get consolation and courage amidst the turmoil of life. For the path that one has chosen, the name and the form of the God he prefers. Also, do not give up your code of duties and take up that recommended for someone else. Arjuna was overcome by human sympathy when he refused to slaughter his kith and kin and seek regal luxury through such sinful means. He preferred being a mendicant. Then Krishna had to remind him of other levels of dharma, which override the purely natural dharma. They were 1. The Varna dharma of a Kshatriya, which insisted on his fighting the forces of evil and which branded withdrawal from the battlefield as a heinous sin. 2. Atma Dharma, which urges you to concentrate on the Atmic reality and not worry about defeat or success, fame or dishonor, but to be an instrument in the hands of the Lord. Along the lines already familiar to you, continue the worship of the God of your choice. Then you will find that you are coming nearer and nearer to me, for all names are mine, and all forms are mine. There is no need to change after you have seen me and heard me. That is what I wanted to tell you, since the Shastri spoke to you of avatars and their significance. You have stood too long in the hot sun. If I speak longer to you, I would only be adding to the misery, so I shall stop now. Go to your several places now, without rushing or pushing, causing trouble and confusion. There are children, old persons, and many sick people among you, so be careful. Amalapuram, 11:30 a.m., March 29th, 1965. Unity is divinity. Purity is enlightenment. Let us live together, let us experience the gifts of things together. Sri Sathya Sai Baba.